Hello, Nick Anderson here, editorial cartoonist for the fake news media. Once again, doing a cartoon on Trump and North Korea. Trump is clearly getting played. I did a cartoon earlier on this. Here, let me pull that up. Let me pull up my Facebook page. This one a couple months ago, which got a lot of circulation. 5,200 shares on Facebook. That's just the ones that were legal. My cartoons in general, editorial cartoons, get stolen a lot. Unfortunately, they get taken and copied and pasted. And anyway, that's why I have a Patreon page, because of illegal use of my cartoons. You know, I could go get them taken down, then you can file a copyright notice, a takedown notice, but by the time it gets taken down, damage is done. I used to do that. It's very tedious, time-consuming, and it gets to the point where by the time you get one taken down, there's another one or two or three popped up. Kind of like a whack-a-mole issue. So I don't fight it as hard as I used to. Anyway, doing another one, kind of a similar theme. That one is clearly playing out exactly as I had expected. Trump is getting played exactly as I expected. Kim Jong is, you know, he doesn't stick to his word. He's playing Trump. This is his whole history. I'm not saying we shouldn't talk to him. We should. But don't go bragging that you deserve, that everyone thinks you deserve the Nobel Prize. Even before you've had the meeting. What a dope. Guy's unbelievable. Everyone. So, anyway. This guy's fun to draw. What can I say? Trump's giving me another excuse to draw him. He's almost as much fun to draw as the orange orangutan. So, anyway, let me throw a little bit of white highlights in there. Give this some shape. And then I will move into drawing, painting the Trumpster. Let me start another layer, and I do like to do an underpainting of his orange abomination skin tone. I always like to start with yellow because it makes that orange deeper orange, that monstrous skin tone makes him look even more alien. For those that are wondering, I am using Corel Painter software and a Wacom Cintiq monitor. I'm curious about switching to something like an iPad Pro. But I've been doing this for several years, which means I'd have to relearn something else. And I haven't really had time. The advantage to that is it's portable. And I could go do this from wherever. Be in Aruba right now drawing my cartoon, but alas, I'm at home. Oh, that's a fine shade of orange, Donald. You're looking very good today. You must have just gotten a fresh fake bake. Or maybe he's especially annoyed because he knows he's getting played. Alright, so I'm going to throw a little bit of white in around the eyes, highlights in, add shape. And what I'm doing there is I'm changing the size of the brush. This needs to be a little darker. And now I'll go with the regular skin tones, which are a little bit more natural. I always like to make his hands, his tiny, teeny, tiny little hands, a little bit more natural, just to make his face look that much more unnatural. And then I'm going to go in here and get a watercolor brush and add in some shading. Okay, that might be a little too much. So I can undo some of that. I don't know. Make it a little bit softer. There we go. I think I like that. I'm going to take away some of this. Add in a little bit more here. I don't know. There. No. I'm not usually this indecisive. I guess that works. So now I'm going to erase this to clean it up a little bit. And now I'll color that tie. Cartoonists like to ridicule that oversized tie that's too long, which I don't always do, but today is a good opportunity. I'm gonna go, he's dragging it along after him here. I'm gonna have to clean this paint up a little bit. So I did the line art separately in Photoshop, and after I'm finished with the color, I'll delete the, see, I have the line art on a separate layer. I'm going to delete that layer, and I will go back and merge it with Photoshop. So it's in its own channel. And the reason for that is too boring to explain. All right. And let's see, I'm going to give this a little bit of color. He usually wears gray suits, but I'm going to give him a blue one just to give this cartoon a little bit more color, just a little shade of blue, because Kim has a gray suit and I don't want it to look like a big mess of gray. I'm going to reduce this a little bit. There we go. A little easier to work with now. Increase my brush size. So you can see why I go with different layers right here. That layer is not interfering with the layer above it, which means I'm not messing up that work I have already done. Alright, go add some shading, reduce this brush size, that's a little too large, that's a little too dark. I don't know. Now I feel like it's getting a little too gray. I'm going to keep this blue. Go back over this with blue. Yeah, I like that better. It was getting too gray. It was kind of overwhelming. It's overwhelming the blue that I had on there. So I'm going to add in a little brown because it's getting a little too uniform in color. So I'm adding a little complexity for the shading. Now a little bit of darker around the, that might be a little too much. That's too much. Yeah, just a little bit of more shading in here. Not so dark. Now I can come back in here, clean this up. Without disturbing the layers beneath it. Alright, now shoes. Alright, getting there. So I don't know what I'm going to do with the background yet. And I'm probably not going to film me doing that because I haven't decided, and sometimes I can kind of go back and forth on that. and I don't want to get this let this go on too long and be too boring. I may leave it white. I haven't decided. I don't know what the ribbon should be. I'm thinking red, white, and blue, but I don't know. Maybe just blue, I don't know. I'll have to go look and see if it has a ribbon and what color it is. Or I could just do it blue with a white stripe down the middle. That's not bad. It's okay. So I'm going to stop it there, and I will polish up the painting and post the results later. Thank you very much for tuning in, and be sure to check the final product.